Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new flea market toy hunting video. Yeah, I'm filming this, so the introduction here at home, as I most often did also last year, because it was not just one dedicated toy hunt where I started filming the introduction when I started filming, started going to the flea markets. It's I think about 3 or 4 different flea markets over the course of 2 different weekends, and I did not always film an introduction, so I'm going to show you the stuff here, and you will see what I filmed at the flea markets always like in between. So I also think, as I have quite a lot of stuff laying here, that it will probably be 2 videos. You know me, I talk a lot about the stuff, so yeah. So this is all flea markets, so I didn't go to any stores like the last 3 big toy hunts that I did. This is all flea markets in Berlin. Yes, they are open again, mostly all of them I think, and weather is still like, we're still not in the super warm weather, of course. It's still spring and we're getting pretty cold weather again, but flea markets are an option again. So okay, the first day where I found a little bit of stuff, that was actually a day I met up with my friend and wanted to go to a cafe, and that was like not working out because the cafe was closed and blah blah blah. And we were in an area actually in Schöneberg, and we were near the Rathaus Schöneberg, so we're just like, okay, instead of going to this cafe, let's just have a quick look at the flea market. It was pretty late in the in the afternoon, where most of the sellers were already packing and like ready to go. But still, I managed to find a couple of things. The first thing, actually, I don't have a camera because I wasn't like prepared getting up my camera. I wasn't expecting to find anything, but this little Zelf crossed my way. Yeah, so I have a couple of Zelfs. That's the second one that I have in this like bigger, so the large size Zelfs. They're actually more or less modern toy line. I think they were produced in 2013, 2014, not like super new, but like the 2010-ish era, whatever, like during that time. They're really colorful, some are glittery, they have this like troll hair and are essentially like modernized versions, you could say, of trolls, but they are way cuter to me, and whenever I cross a path with them, I pretty much pick them up. This one is called Marsha, the alien Zelf, and you can totally see that. It's got like a flying saucer here, a UFO theme, and it's glittery. And they have all this Z for Zelfs somewhere on the body. Really cool colors. This one sadly is missing the antenna, so that would actually have antennas, I think, with little hearts at the end, so that would even look more alien. But I'm happy enough to have picked this up for €1.
Ooh, that's actually one of the episode 1 Amidala dolls, the portrait edition, really for Star Wars episode 1, but I have that exact one already, so I was like, if it would have been another one. Yeah, and I saw this full tin of ponies, and you see I already picked those 2 out of there because all of the rest was fakies, but you know, nevertheless, have a look in them. Was kind of into this super ugly Remco fakie, but I decided to not get it because I also didn't have a Remco stem, so maybe it is even, again, a fakie of a Remco fakie. Yeah, this vendor also had a couple of other toys, like this giant dino there, but nothing else that I was interested in.
Okay, you saw that I came across this Amidala, but as I have exactly the same one, I don't need it again. I just left it there. Maybe another Star Wars fan can pick it up. I actually wanted, because I was there with my friend Michi, I wanted to convince her to buy her, but she's not really a collector. So no. But you also saw that there was lots of pony things. Most of that was fakies, but there was this one Generation 3 pony, and it's amazing because A, I don't have it, it's a Pegasus, and I actually don't have very many G3 Pegasus ponies. So this one's called Silver Glow. Its name is perfect. It's actually light blue with different blue tones. The hair is white and has lots of tinsel, but its whole look looks very silvery. So like you know it, Generation 3 ponies, they were out in the 2000s, so 2003 to 2009. This one's from 2006. And actually, I don't want to say that Pegasus ponies in the Generation 3 line are rare, because it's not that they are rare, but there were just not so many Pegasus ponies produced in general in that toy line, so I just have a couple of them. And I always think they're really cute because most of them, like the wings are also like glittery. And I mean, we know Generation 3 ponies have lots of tinsel hair. And the symbol actually, I didn't know that, but I read about it, and this symbol was exactly used again, just in different colors, for the pony Star Song, which is one of the core 7 in the end of the Generation 3 line, and then carried over to the G3.5 line. So there were 7 core ponies. One of them was Star Song, and this is essentially the same symbol, just in different colors. So Silver Glow here was the predecessor of Star Song. So pony. I mean, that was the best. I just like, let's go over to this flea market, have a look. It's already pretty late on the G3 pony. But I also found something else that I was really happy about. This is this little girl, and I think you saw it. I had her already in my hands when I was filming there. By the way, this was cell phone footage because she didn't want me to film with my real camera, blah blah blah. And then the mobile phone was okay, I don't know. Well, this is Peggy. Peggy is Petra's little sister. Who's Petra? Petra's a doll line from the late 80s, early 90s. Actually was introduced way earlier by different companies. It was introduced by Plush, a German company, was then carried over by Lotby, and I think by the early 90s was produced by Hasbro. She looks very similar to Barbie, and also similar to Barbie, she also has a little sister. Barbie's little sister is Skipper, and Petra's little sister is Peggy here. I have already one other Peggy that I also found at a flea market, but I was really enthusiastic about this one because she has her original dress, and her hair is in great condition, and I generally think Peggy's face always looks a little bit sad, but she's really cute. She is definitely smaller than Skipper. She has also super tiny feet. She does not have shoes. I do not have any shoes that would fit her. But this is the Night Star Peggy. You might guess it. Similar to Dream Glow Barbie, there were of course other doll lines that were introducing the stars that would glow in the dark, and the line of, you know, Dream Glow clone dresses for Petra was the Night Star Petra, and there's Peggy. And what I really like about those is they are way more like neon, the pink tone of the dresses, than the normal like Dream Glow Barbie version. They are really vibrant, and also those they have a butterfly theme as well. Here this also glows in the dark. It works perfectly, and it was ripped really bad, but I sewed it by hand, so it really the whole top part was like really frizzing out, so it was not just like easily able to sew it back again. I really had to like leave a little bit of the seam allowance out from the bottom part, etc. But I think I made it work. Looks a little bit frumpy here, but yeah, it glows in the dark perfectly. Her hair is really nice. That's her original like curl. Just washed it, gave her this little hairstyle that she had. She actually also came with a little glow-in-the-dark headpiece, obviously with glow-in-the-dark shoes and with the glow-in-the-dark bangle, so that's gone. But also these little like hairs here in the front, that's original hairstyle, super lovely, and she looks very nice amidst my like really neon glow-in-the-dark toys. So these were my little pickups that day, and the next day, now again you don't have any footage, the next day I went just to my local flea market. Was just like, oh, let's have a look. Was not really the big main great thing that I found, but I found another pony. and it's a G3.5 pony. Well, whenever I see them, I'm always like this, another G3.5. I actually don't really like them, and a lot of them I already have. And I was like, oh, it's a Rainbow Dash. Well, what's it? It's a Rainbow Dash that I don't have. I have, I think, 3 Rainbow Dashes from the G3.5 ponies, but this one has tinsel, so I was just like, I'm gonna pick it up, right? So these came like after the G3 ponies. They are still the same characters, so the core 7, as I just told you before. And Rainbow Dash, this version of Rainbow Dash, not to mix up with the G4 Rainbow Dash, it looks like it's different hair colors, etc. Was one of those characters, and this version here has tinsel hair and has a glittery symbol. So for another euro, I picked her up. Why not? So yay, another pony. The next weekend I actually really dedicated to going to flea markets, toy hunting, but still it was just 2 flea markets, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, but both were really big ones, so I knew I would spend a lot of time there, and I found quite nice stuff. So let's roll some footage.
Okay, it started off with these old-timey rubber toy things, and I don't know what that is. Not my thing. Maybe even DDR stuff. Not sure, but there were a couple of toys. I went on and I found this ugly Masters of the Universe knockoff style figure, maybe even supposed to be a wrestler. I mean, there were so many of these lines that were in this kind of body shape. I don't know what this one exactly was. Probably from the 80s. This is the dress for bedtime Barbie. I don't have her, but sometimes you see her without. That's nice. Oh ja. Danke. I think this dress could be something from maybe Monster High, or I don't know, maybe Ever After High, something like this. Another like fashion doll dress, but all the rest was sadly bigger size baby doll clothes, which is really not my interest. But yeah, this one looks really cool, but I'm not really into red. So this like leather coat, and it didn't have a Barbie tag, so I was I don't know, didn't pick it up. So yeah, the rest, as I said, more like baby doll clothes. And also, sadly, in this cool bag, which I was hoping to be something more interesting in there, just a couple of things, couple of Barbie brushes. But yeah, not for me. Does anyone know what these are? They also look like 90s, but I have no idea.
Sag mal, wo ist denn von denen? Der hat dann doch noch einen Teil da. Dazu, ne? Oder? Guck mal.
Was?
Ich dachte, du bist mal mit deiner
Bucky O'Hare.
unterwegs.
This is Bucky O'Hare.
Richtung Heimat. Richtung Heimat. Nicht wahr sein, Gott sein.
Oh. This is a lot of rings figure. This looks like... Is this supposed to be Bilbo? Or is this supposed to be Sam? Looks more like Bilbo, I think. And yeah, some Star Wars. This... And also this is from New Adventures of He-Man. I don't like them. No. But this one I will definitely buy.
First thing I directly saw and picked up from this vendor, so it's an elderly couple, and I know them also from a different flea market. They always have lots of toys, and in between sometimes something that's interesting for me. So this time I found this dress. What's that? It looks like an ugly sleeping dress or something, right? Yeah. Kind of it is. It's from Bedtime Barbie. Bedtime Barbie was a soft body, so like a plush body Barbie, just with a normal Barbie face and with hands, from 1992 or 1993, depending. I think 1993. So, and she had this thing on. I don't know. Already back then it was probably not the most modern thing, but it's really cozy because it's felt material. It's really soft, has this little like stand collar with a little bit of with lace, and sometimes you find these like soft body Barbies, so the bedtime Barbies, or there are also slumber party Barbies out there, and if I ever find one, I have the dress for them. I was almost like I wanted to pay her almost with this, because this was the only thing I found, but she was not done like packing out stuff because it was still pretty early, and I had already had a look at the table, but then for my second look over the table, suddenly this little green rabbit was there. Wow, like that's Bucky O'Hare. I immediately snatched him and I bundled them together for €5. We're totally fine, because this is a figure I really wanted. Probably the only really like action figure thing that I bought that day from a more boyish toy collection, but Bucky O'Hare is a toy line where all of these characters are really colorful. They are quite small and stout, but they have such cool sculpts, and the look is really, really lovely. I have one other figurine. I have Dada Duck, which I coincidentally found at the same flea market like last year. Not from the same vendor though, it was a different vendor, but like I really like this guy. Bucky O'Hare, I think, started off as a comic, even in the late 70s, but the guy who like designed and made them always had in mind that he actually wanted to do also like a toy line together with a cartoon, and so everything he designed, he had already in mind that he wanted to do action figures. That's why even in the cartoon and in the, I think in the comics, they have these little things where they put on the weapons, etc. So all is very cohesive. It all looks really good because it was designed with the idea in mind to really make also an action figure line. And in the early 90s, so this one's from 1990, Hasbro like took over and produced them. So it's a really small line of action figures. I think it also had like one season of the cartoon. I know it didn't pick up really back then, but nowadays it's one of the very beloved like action figure lines from like the early 90s. many like collectors of like turtles, etc., they're also collecting these. What I especially like about this one, other than that it just looks cool, it's a green rabbit in space, you know. But what it reminds me also of, green rabbit in space, I don't know if you've heard of Jackson, also a green rabbit in space, who was invented for the very, very early Star Wars comics. Just after the first Star Wars was released, they made Star Wars comics and they had no idea what the next Star Wars movie would be like, so they designed a green rabbit for Star Wars. And I don't know if this is a coincidence or if like the creator from Bucky O'Hare had an idea that he also wanted to do something similar like Jackson. I don't know if it's really crazy that both of them have a green rabbit in space. So this is the main character, Bucky O'Hare.
Gosh, it was so windy that day. Some of the vendors even had problems with their stuff flying away from their stalls. And so much sand, of course, there. Well, I filmed a lot of cassette tapes that day. Film does not necessarily mean that I picked them up. This vendor had lots of Turtles cassette tapes. And I was debating about getting them or not. But to be honest, I have one of the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles cassette tapes. They're actually just the dubs from, the German dubs from the TV shows, and with the voice actor in between. I don't know, I don't like them, and this vendor also did not have good prices on them. So, but I thought there might be some more because they had multiple levels, but most of the stuff was not the stuff that I want. So some Disney and some other, I don't even remember. There were also music cassette tapes in there from the 80s, which is absolutely my stuff. Other more, Asterix and Obelix, stuff like that. Tron, you know, from Disney, Tron. I've actually never seen that movie. So not the ones that I would like, you know, Barbie, Rainbow Bright, or stuff like that. So, this was a toy vendor, and I kind of like this Gyarados. Power Rangers, I never picked them up. I don't know, I just don't really like them. It's like the water pumping gun, quite funny. I think there were a couple of more Power Ranger adjacent toys, which I cannot really say if they are Power Rangers or just similar stuff. There was a wrestler, still in package. Couple of pretty newish Star Wars toys in package. With these My Little Pony Generation 4s, I was actually debating what getting them. These are notorious for being one of the most ugly ponies ever released. They can turn their heads and then they show their tongue, and they're hilarious. They are supposed to be funny, but they are just very ugly. But as they were both in the package and the vendor was like charging almost, you know, retail price, it's just not what I want at flea markets. If they would have been loose and for a couple of euros, sure, I might have picked them up. Tons and tons of Disney puzzles. Some of them were really cute, like this one with the Disney Mickey Mouse babies. Really fun pastel colors. I bet they were from the 90s. And look at this red Mickey Mouse book that would teach you how to learn the clock. Actually, his full box was all puzzles, mostly Disney, Winnie the Pooh, Minnie Mouse. Those are more newer. But also like Lion King, which is probably from the time when it was released, around early 90s. Aladdin as well. This was actually kind of the coolest, this Hercules cassette suitcase, so full of cassette tapes, all Benjamin Blümchen, actually, I think maybe Bibi Blocksberg, a couple of Disney ones, Cap and Kappa, which is actually called The Fox and the Hound. Yeah, that's what it's called in English, so sorry. Yeah, I decided to not get any of that. And we're to the next vendor with the next cassette tapes. Really, what you find the most is Benjamin Blümchen. Okay, there's Sandmännchen, Fuchs und Frau Elster. That's very, very German, all this stuff. So, Bibi Blocksberg, Bibi und Tina. I've no connection to that. I never listened to all of that. Flitze Feuerzahn, I think that's also pretty well known for a cassette tape series. Okay, Popeye. But it's really all the stuff that I don't really like. This kind of brought back some memories. I cannot really tell, but I must have watched this as a child. Hello, Spencer. I remember it was similar to, like, I don't know, the Muppets or something with these guys and puppets. But I think he was calling people by phone. I cannot really remember, but I had this blast of memory. What have we here? A boxed Barbie. By the logo, you can actually really identify her as being from 2004 because the Barbie logo with the little flower as the dot of the eye was just the logo used in 2004, so an early 2000s Barbie. Just a normal budget line, not my thing. Well, this vendor, it was more like an antique vendor, but it had lots of Barbies. All from around the, I would say, early 80s up until a little bit later 80s, and some might have been late 70s. A lot of skippers actually, but all of them pretty bad condition. I mean, most of them naked, and a lot of them had like split necks, like you can see it there. Issues with the legs, discolored, cut hair. But still, as he was like, yeah, but they are very old, they are antique. He wanted like 10 to 15 euro per Barbie. I'm sorry. This is actually tropical skipper. This is, I think this is California skipper. Those are the face molds for skipper I absolutely don't like. Anyways, some of the very light skinned one, like this one, I'm not sure. They are mostly the very early ones, but all of them are superstar face. This is, I think, Great Shape Skipper from 84. Some creepy dolls. I don't know. No. Okay, this is more to my liking. Also, like 90s Barbies. A lot of them are newer. So there's also lots of 2000s Barbies in there. A couple of Disney ones in between this. I like this dress. This dress obviously doesn't go to this 2000s ballerina. Next to it is a Pocahontas. Yeah, I'm really into this Christie. Yeah. This is actually the brunette version of Cut and Style Barbie from 97 or 98. Was tempted. This is a Jasmine. There's another Ken. Next to it is a Mycene. Not the cheapest, but fair prices.
Well, this flea market is more an antique flea market. I've never been there like super lucky. Like I have had good finds there. That's why I go there again and again. But it's not that there's like a lot of private vendors that get a lot of their stuff out, I don't know, from their attics or whatever. It's more like really antique dealers. And some of them have like Barbies. You probably just saw it, but that's just like all of them were really bad condition, except maybe a couple. Most of them had cut hair, really bad bodies, etc. And he wanted like 10 euro per Barbie, like, and they were naked. thank you, no. But there was another toy dealer. I know they are always there. They have more I would say like also the more modern toys, not really modern, but they have lots of like Monster High, stuff like that from maybe like 10 years ago or something. But every now and then, G3 ponies, this time not, but some Barbies that I really liked. So I picked up this one. This is Christie. This is Working Out Christie. I immediately recognized her when she sat there because I recognize Christie's face, obviously. It's one of the core friends, you could say, from Barbie of that era. I didn't even say what era. She's from 96. So from the 90s. And she has the typical, you know, like the movable body, like the gymnast Barbie and all of that, and like working out Barbie. And I don't think that there were many like gymnast style body Barbies around that time that had the really dark skin like Christie. So I was just like, and she had the bright yellow earrings, so I kind of knew that must be Working Out Christie, and I was correct. When I found her, she had a different dress on. She had a white long dress that I absolutely did not want, and I knew that I had a working out Barbie outfit at home. Sadly, this is not the one from Christie. Christie's working out outfit, actually, the original one is light. It's neon yellow, but still, I could put her in Barbie's version of the outfit and be really happy. This wasn't one of my lots that I have. And I also have this also goes to the working out. It's actually the orange earphones that go to Working Out Christie. So I have a really mixed batch. I don't even have two of her shoes, to be honest. You can see this, and this is a different shoe. Also the socks are a little bit different. This is all kind of Frankenstein together, but I think it looks really cool. And Working Out Christie. And when I actually exchanged her dress, so I asked them if I could exchange the dress. I'm not interested in this white long dress. So I exchanged it for another dress, for this one. This is actually, I definitely recognize this as a real Barbie dress, although, it has a Barbie tag. But I was pretty sure that I had seen this dress. But I was sure that I had seen that this is the dress directly that came with the Barbie, and I was correct. This one, you can see it has little angels on, and it looks really like... I first thought this might be like one from one of the Valentine's Barbies, but it's not. It's actually from the My First Barbie, the... oh my goodness. She was called Jewelry Fun. My First Jewelry Fun Barbie, also from... 96, from 96 as well. So good time for Barbie. They still had this amazing stuff. It's amazing. It's super light neon pink. Has my favorite like iridescent fabric. Has a little heart in the middle. It's just a wonderful dress. So I paired it up with her. She in general is in amazing condition. Hair perfect. Nothing is chewed off or anything. Face perfect. So and the joints of her are really tight still. So super happy. And then the other one that I picked up, I picked up too, is her. She was a little bit more of an odd choice, actually, for two reasons. A, she is not in the best condition. I can show it to you. Because you can see there is a little bit scratched off her nose and in her face, but like from far away, it's absolutely not recognizable. And then I absolutely actually had no idea who she is. I mean, I recognized her as some kind of Teresa. She's on the Teresa face, right? I can recognize that. Teresa is always like a hit or miss for me. Sometimes I really like the Teresas, but there are also Teresas that I don't like. She has really like more like a square face, and sometimes when like she has really dark hair and no bangs, etc., then I don't like her face paint. This one, her face is beautiful, and she has this super interesting light hair. Teresa is actually the brown-haired friend of Barbie. from that era. And when I say from that era, she is from 1992. Because I found out what she is, and no wonder that I had never cared about her, because I actually absolutely had no idea this Barbie line existed. The Barbie line was called Camp Fun, or Camp, actually no, just Camp Barbie, or in German Freizeit Barbie. And there was Barbie and also an AA, so black version of Barbie, then Teresa, Skipper, and Mitch, I think so. Interestingly enough, this Teresa has really light hair, so I think that looks amazing. This is, she also had this more straight hair, so they all had really camping clothes. This is obviously not her original outfit, but I wanted to put her in something that resembles a little bit the look. Really sporty, camping clothes. I think in yellow and blue her outfit is. They came with a little sleeping bag, actually like a backpack that you could turn into a sleeping bag that had stars on it which would glow in the dark. So this is the main thing. But interestingly enough, they had all really interesting hair colors. She also has here is another hair color in. I don't know if you can see that. I really don't know if you can tell that, but underneath here there's a layer of darker hair. Not really, it's more reddish. I don't know if that changes in sunlight or in hot or cold environment, or it's just like it is. But she has two different hair colors, and all of those in the set. For example, the AA Barbie, for example, has almost red hair. It's kind of interesting. The fashions, etc., they are not really appealing to me. That's why I have never really looked into that line. But the Teresa has a beautiful face. I don't know what I will really put her in. This will probably not become her permanent outfit, but I thought this cool jacket, etc., looks very camping adjacent. I don't even have two shoes to fit her really, but because I didn't want to put her in pumps. Yeah, but she's amazing. And the dress that she was wearing is actually that one. I immediately knew that was not belonging to her. That's actually the Pretty and Played Barbie dress. You have seen that in one of my last toy hunts. It's really, you find it all the time. Pretty and Played was a set Barbie from 1998, so late 90s. Not really a fan of that line, because the super late 90s Barbies are already a little bit not so much my taste anymore. But this dress is pretty cute, and I think the Christie even came with a little underwear. So amazing that back then most Barbies and all of the others had underwear. So also her, the Peggy, she's wearing underwear under the dress. So you wouldn't find that nowadays with Barbie anymore, with fabric underwear. Nope.
Do you remember the video when I went to the shop Toy Box? This is him. He also goes with his stuff to flea markets. I really like this Star Wars Episode 2 Jango Fett, but I don't want to pick stuff up in box, especially if it's actually vintage, because Star Wars Episode 2 is turning 20 years this year, so you can be considered vintage, and I'm not taking stuff out of the box, so. And here I'm actually digging in some retro game boxes. You know, it's a reseller, obviously. Prices are actually too high, but sometimes I'm toying with the idea of getting some of my old Nintendo games back. So I had an N64 and a Super Nintendo, and here I'm in the Super Nintendo games. The guy I was talking to, he was really nice. We exchanged a couple of stories about our childhood games, and this was one of them. Yoshi's Island. I still have my old consoles, but I don't have all of my old games, so sometimes I'm feeling like I would like to play them again, but then again, the retro game prices are even more ridiculous than vintage toy prices nowadays. So no. Goof Troop, also one. He had quite a lot of them that I had when I was little that I don't have anymore. This is really cool Turtles arcade game, but that's actually even NES, so I didn't have an NES and I don't have one. I had SNES and 64. couple of, I think that's a Master System, like a Sega game. And I think the box below also had games and games. Oh, this one is actually the same Game Boy. I think this one had Pokemon Yellow in it. I had that exact one and I still have it. So couple of PlayStation 1 games there. Okay, yeah. Yoshi's Island again out there. Yeah, this is the box below. Yeah, that also, I had that as Mario All-Stars with like 4 different Super Mario games on it. Or not Super, but Mario games. And this one, the Tiny Toons game, I still have it, but obviously not in the box. Cool to see it back in the box. Like, I remember one of the first ones getting, this looked like the label and everything, and the whole game looked like it probably wouldn't even work. But he said it does, but no.
Actually, that was all the stuff that I found at the first flea market, which was a huge one, like Trabrennbahn, Hoppegarten, Trabrennbahn, Karlshorst, but mostly stuff is antiques. So the next day I went to Biesdorf, so Flohmarkt in Biesdorf is open up again, so and I was pretty lucky that day. This is a lots-a-lots-a-legg, a very small one. They are from the 80s and I've never seen one. And look at this. It's empty, but it's really cool. And I'm not sure, is this actually a Rainbow Brite dress? I mean, the doll definitely is not Rainbow Brite, but I don't know, I'm tempted by the dress. Not sure yet. These definitely, I picked these up. So yeah, you saw it, the first vendor. Not the first vendor that I saw, but one of the first. The first thing that was eluding me was is that a My Little Pony VHS cassette tape? Yeah, it's not in there. It's empty, you know. I still picked it up for 50 cents. Because it's actually quite interesting. Can you see A, the logo, and B, the artwork? Yeah, that's G2 Pony. The date also on this says 1999, so generation 2 of My Little Pony was introduced in 97, so makes sense, like 1999 during that time. But what's on that cassette tape, right? Because generation 2 of My Little Pony did not have a cartoon. There is a cartoon for obviously G1, there are cartoon episodes for G3, and then G3.5, and then the babies, and obviously G4 and now G5. But generation 2 was the only pony generation that did not have any cartoons, no series, no TV series. What's on here? Yep, from the pictures you can see they actually just slapped the generation 2 My Little Pony logo on it and gave it a little bit of different artwork, but what's on there is the generation 1 My Little Pony cartoon. You can see it here. So it's quite interesting because the first cartoon series had different releases on different VHS cassettes, blah blah blah, and it seems like in the late 90s they released it again under the generation 2 My Little Pony logo. It's actually pretty cool because the logo, I mean, it's German, Mein kleines Pony. It's really metallic, same as some other features like the mane and the tail of this pony, which is, I think that's Lightheart. Do you remember the keychain that I opened up? Yeah, that's the character, Lightheart, Generation 2 pony. She's obviously not in that story. What's that? Ice cream factory? Or here's another, this is Morning Glory, but they are not on there. It's all about the Generation 1 ponies. But what I really like about this also is inside here is little promotion, so advertisement for the G2 ponies that were out during that time. Look at this sweet couple of wedding ponies with a cute wedding cake that almost looks like the G1 wedding cake, but it has removable slices. And here are some masquerade ball ponies. I really don't know how these lines are really called, but it's called Maskenball ponies here in German. That's really interesting. So the inside is almost as exciting as the outside to me, although it's empty. So, and then this one. This vendor actually is the same where I actually also found the popples there. I found a G1 pony there from the same vendor. I found a Lady Lovely Locks body and some other things. But it seems like they don't have like all their stuff with them all the time, because I've never seen that one before. Otherwise, I think I would have picked it up already beforehand. This is a lots-a-lots-a-leggs. Yeah, what's that? I think I've never said that on my channel. I never talked about this toy line because well, it's a plush toy line, and I'm not so much into collecting plush, but you know me, when I find them at flea markets, I'm really happy to also get a little bit of that stuff, because it's actually a pretty well-known 80s plush toy line. They were all of those caterpillars with lots-a-lots-a-leggs. I mean, it's really written like that. Lots-a-lots-a-leggs. They're written like this. I can show you. Here it's at the logo, it's at the tag. Can you see that? That's how they're written. They're actually a toy line like released by Commonwealth, actually a company that I'm not really familiar with, in '84. My tag says Hasbro, so they were released in different countries under like different companies then as well. So like, for example, in France by Ideal, or yeah, different, like it seems like in Germany they were released by Hasbro. And this is one that has like 3 legs, but as the name already suggests, there are different versions. It starts with some that just have 2 legs, the smallest ones. And then there are ones with, I don't know, 5 legs and 10 legs and 20 legs. And I think the ones with the most legs are 50 legs. So they're super long, like, you know, like caterpillars. So with 3, it's already, I don't know, doesn't really look like a caterpillar. But yeah, my eye, one of the eyes is a little bit broken off. But you can see here how the eyes looked. They all had like, you know, trainers on with little colorful socks out. They were all kind of looking like this. They were in different colors. Some of them were in rainbow colors. There was a, I don't know, baby lots-a-lots-a-leggs and rocker lots-a-lots-a-legg and Christmas versions and different characters, etc. So actually a quite big toy line, and the first one that I've ever seen. The next thing that I saw was this. I didn't film it because it was really quick interaction, and I mean, it's nothing too special. It's a little My Little Pony purse, a children's purse. It's not from the 80s, because this is just the retro My Little Pony artwork. It's probably from a couple of years ago, because it's from H&M. I've never seen that at H&M. I've probably missed it. It's really cute because it's Sundance and there's a rainbow and it's glittery, and it was just cute. 50 cents. So the mane of Sundance is a little bit glittery, and it's this round purse, really small. At the back it says My Little Pony. Nothing too special. Little ribbon here. Probably I will use it for storage of something. I don't know. Little Pony accessories or something. I will come up with an idea what to use it, because I don't want to use it as a purse. It's just a really small children's purse.
One of my favorite kinds of sellers at flea markets, like private persons just selling the stuff from their children or themselves from their childhood, because amongst these more modern Barbies there was this one 90s girl with a crimped hair. And a couple of ponies. This is a G4 big one, and a G3, but I have her. That's Bumbleberry. Couldn't it have been another one? But I really like this Barbie. Yeah.
Literally the vendor next to it, she had also ponies, but one was a like bigger size G4. No, not really into them. And the other one was a G3, but I already have it. And I don't pick up double ponies, especially not Generation 3 ponies, if I can avoid it. So, but But she had also a couple of Barbies. Most of them were like more like modern Barbies, I would say, from the last 10 years or something. One of them was a 90s Barbie. And as she was charging €1 per Barbie, I picked her up. I had no idea who she was. When I found her, you probably saw it. Her hair was like not nice. She had crimped hair, and from the face and everything, I could identify her as actually the Butterfly Princess Barbie from '94. Let me check again. I already, when I saw the face, her face paint looks really similar to my childhood. You know, the Barbie, her face paint and the earrings are like very similar, so I could really already pull it down to early mid 90s. That was correct, 94. She actually, well, as I said, she had crimped hair. She had a really puffy, big pink dress with little glittery butterflies on them, and I think she had like a staff or something where when you would activate it, the butterflies would move a little bit. I actually have the McDonald's version of her. This is the very first McDonald's Barbie that I ever picked up, and this is actually her, you could say. I mean, it's not a really super good representation because her dress actually would be more pink, but you know, glittery and with lots of butterflies on it, and then the staff would activate the butterflies to flap their wings, I think. I decided to not leave her like a crimp effect in it. I needed to give her a really, really good wash, which removes the crimp effect anyways, and her hair is now amazing, you can see that. And I decided to keep it like this because I don't have her dress anyways. It's not that I want to have her because I did not pick her up because I knew it's a Butterfly Princess. I was on a hunt for a cheap but nice 90s Barbie with the face paint that I really, really like, with bangs. She has bangs that I could use. Probably she won't go into my display immediately, that I could use when I try on Barbie clothes, because sometimes I pick up like Barbie clothes lots, try to identify them, I play around with it, and it's really annoying to always take down one of my Barbies that I have really on display. And I figured this would be a nice one to just keep laying around somewhere to try on clothes. So that's why I picked her up. And she now here is wearing one of my actually childhood Barbie dresses. Not really from my childhood, but I knew that this is a 3-pack. 2 of the dresses I still have, and this one was missing, and per coincidence I found it on eBay for €2 or something, and I bought it. And now I have one of my favorite childhood Barbie dresses. Again, I just styled her really nice, and I won't like keep her like this all the time, but this is like the outfit I gave her right now. She is really, really sweet. Okay, these were already some really nice pickups, but nothing could prepare me for the next vendor that I saw.
Here's a little look at all of the pickups from this episode. So thank you so much for watching. See you real soon in the next episode of my flea market toy hunting, and may the toys be with you. Bye.